I am AI Avatar of CA Ratan Mundra. Hello everyone. In today's video, we are discussing an important public notice issued by the Office of Administrator IFSCA regarding the timely submission of proposals for extension of Letter of Approval, also known as LOA, under Rule 19.4 of SEZ Rules 2006. This notice is highly important for all IFSC SEZ units operating in GIFT City and other IFSC jurisdictions. Many units wait until the last moment to apply for extension of their LOA, creating delays, compliance issues, and risk of expiry. Through this public notice, the Board of Approval and IFSCA have clarified the timelines and expectations from all units. In this video, we will understand what this notice means, why it was issued, the compliance requirements, and how SEZ units should avoid penalties and delays in future. Before understanding the notice, let us first understand what a letter of approval or LOA actually is. When a business entity receives permission to operate as an SEZ or IFSC unit, the authority grants a letter of approval. This document allows the unit to commence authorized operations and avail SEZ benefits. Normally, the LOA remains valid for a specified period. Under Rule 19 subclause 4 of SEZ Rules, if the unit wants to continue operations beyond 3 years from the date of LOA, then approval from the Board of Approval, commonly called BoA, becomes mandatory. This means the extension process is not automatic. The unit must submit proper justification, documentation, and compliance details before expiry. Failure to do this may create operational and regulatory complications. As per the notice, IFSCA observed a recurring problem among IFSC units. Many units were submitting extension requests only a few days before expiry of LOA, and in some cases even after the LOA had already expired. Another major issue identified was that several proposals lacked important information. Many applications did not clearly explain the reasons for delay or justify why extension was required. Because of these deficiencies, there were repeated communications between the administrator's office and the units. This back and forth process consumed significant time and delayed the forwarding of proposals to the Board of Approval. In many cases, the proposals reached the board only after the LOA had expired, creating serious compliance concerns. Taking note of these repeated delays and procedural inefficiencies, the Board of Approval has now issued a clear direction. The board has instructed that proposals for extension should be submitted well before the expiry of the LOA. The objective is to provide sufficient processing time to the administrator's office and ensure complete documentation reaches the board without delay. This direction emphasizes proactive compliance. Units are now expected to maintain proper planning and internal tracking systems so that they can prepare their extension applications in advance rather than waiting for the last moment. One of the most important points in this public notice is the newly emphasized timeline requirement. IFSCA has directed all IFSC units that any proposal or request for extension of LOA beyond 3 years must be submitted at least 3 months before the expiry date of the LOA. This 3-month window is extremely important because it allows the administrator's office enough time to review documents, identify deficiencies, seek clarifications if needed, and forward a complete proposal to the Board of Approval. Units must therefore maintain a compliance calendar and regularly monitor their LOA validity period to avoid missing this critical deadline. The notice also contains a strong warning regarding delayed submissions. IFSCA has clearly stated that any deviation or delay in submission of extension requests will be viewed very seriously. This means units may face stricter scrutiny, additional compliance checks, or operational uncertainty if they fail to follow timelines. A delay in LOA extension could impact business continuity, regulatory approvals, and SEZ-related benefits. In extreme cases, the unit may also face interruptions in authorized operations due to expiry of approval validity. Therefore, timely submission is not just an administrative requirement, it is a critical compliance responsibility for every IFSC unit. To avoid rejection or unnecessary delays, units should ensure that their proposals are complete and properly drafted. The extension request should clearly explain why the extension is required, what activities are pending, and the reasons for any delays in commencing or expanding operations. All supporting documents should be attached, including compliance records, approvals, project status updates, financial information, and operational progress details. A properly prepared proposal helps authorities process the application faster and reduces repeated clarification requests. IFSC units should now adopt stronger compliance management practices to avoid regulatory complications. The first step is maintaining a proper compliance calendar with reminders for important approvals and expiry dates. Internal teams should review LOA validity periodically rather than waiting until the final months. Units should also coordinate with compliance consultants, legal advisors, and SEZ professionals in advance so documentation can be prepared smoothly. Early preparation not only ensures timely submission but also improves the quality and accuracy of the proposal. This public notice is not merely a procedural update. It is part of a larger effort to improve governance and efficiency within IFSC and SEZ operations. Timely submissions help authorities process approvals systematically and reduce administrative burden. At the same time, businesses benefit because they avoid uncertainty and ensure uninterrupted operations. The notice also reflects the increasing focus on compliance discipline within SEZ and IFSC ecosystems. Businesses operating in these sectors must now prioritize proactive regulatory management as part of their overall operational strategy. To summarize, the IFSCA public notice has made it very clear that all IFSC units seeking extension of LOA beyond 3 years must submit their proposals at least 3 months before expiry. Late submissions, incomplete applications, and vague justifications are creating delays and will now be treated seriously by authorities. Units should therefore adopt a proactive compliance approach, maintain proper timelines, and prepare detailed proposals with complete documentation. If your organization operates in an IFSC or SEZ environment, this notice is extremely important for ensuring smooth business continuity and regulatory compliance. Thank you for watching this video. Stay connected for more updates on SEZ, IFSC, and regulatory compliance matters. Moon Sales and Management Consultants LLP, a trusted partner for SEZ and IFSC excellence, a pioneer in establishing SEZ and IFSC units within GIFT City and India, delivering end-to-end IFSC setup, operational support, and handling compliances. Risk management, renowned for deep expertise in regulatory approvals, capital markets, fund management, insurance, finance company, foreign university, BATF, and ancillary regulations and fintech. Expertise in customs clearance for aircraft and ship procurement, leasing, GST, DSPF, IFSCA, comprehensive. Support covering registration, reporting, and regulatory transitions, ensuring ring fencing, transparency, and global compliance standards. Join our network. Scan the QR codes below to stay connected with us.